Hello, everyone. In today's Milky Way, we have a game that has definitely taken its place among the best games of 2023. In relation to this matter, I would like to extend my heartfelt congratulations to you on the occasion of the new year. I know I am coming a bit late, but I really was busy playing the Remnant. Previous year was hard and covered with many challenges, but despite all the bad things, I want to make you happy by giving you one Steam key for the game Remnant 2. There will be only one key available. Your task is to write in the comment section how many of these pink balls I collected during the entire time of our video clip. But if you have already started counting, then let's continue. Remnant also has the first part of the game, and if you have not played it, then be sure to play the first before starting the second part. And I advise you to play it only because the game was amazing, and after playing the second part, I think you won't want to play the first. It's up to you to decide what to do at this awkward moment. Remnant 1 remembered as a very good cooperative shooter, which almost no one expected at release, but exciting gameplay, interesting bosses, high replay ability, many other advantages of the game did their job. After the release, almost everyone talked about the game. The ratings were very high, and a few years later, a sequel was released. But did it come out as good as the original? Let's find out. If we are looking at the story of the Remnant 2, then I can say this game is without a story. There is dialogue in the game, there are some cutscenes in a game, but this is all so background and unobtrusive that it seems as if there is simply no story here. I'll say right away that I'm a fan of Souls games because they have difficult and big bosses, evasion and parry mechanics, and then damn it, how cool it was. The game is as honest as possible with you. It makes it clear when you need to dodge, when you need to shoot, but if God forbid you don't notice the game's hints, then don't expect mercy. No one will succumb to giving you a second life or weakening the boss. If you lose, that means you're playing poorly. Learn how to play. When you begin to realize this, then euphoria comes from the feeling that everything in this game depends only on you. The game is mainly played like this. You find yourself in one of several worlds. In each of these worlds, there is a door leading to the boss. But to open this door, you need to find several keys scattered throughout the locations of this world. At all this massive location, you will find side instances where you will be able to find those keys. Also, some new gear or weapon. There also will be mini-bosses, not at all of them, but it will be enough to randomize your gameplay. The combat system, in my opinion, is the strongest aspect of the game. The player has 3 types of weapons that he can use. The main ones are shotguns and machine guns, sniper rifles, and so on. Secondary weapons, pistols, and revolvers. Lastly, melee weapons, sledgehammers, swords, and spears. All 3 types of weapons are equally useful. There was no such thing that I went through the entire game using only my XMG 57. Yes, even if you want to run around with one weapon, you won't be able to. The cartridges very often run out on one barrel, and you have to immediately switch to another. And if you run out there, you have to take the sword and manually go and chop up your enemies. All weapons feel great and comfy, same as their excellent soundtrack. So there is no feeling that you are running around with one type of weapon. Naturally, weapons can be improved either by simply raising characteristics, for example damage, or by screwing them into some weapon module. Modules here are also of massive variety. If weapons can look repetitive, then modules are looking different from each other. Some will add poison, some upgrades will make explosions, some will add another type of magical things. Mods in this game is quite important for making a variety of builds. At the beginning of the game, there are 4 archetypes to choose from. A fighter who plays the role of a tank. He is very good at close ranges. He can absorb a large amount of damage and has the ability to get up if he is near death. But it is worth considering that he can only get up once in 10 minutes. The next archetype is a hunter-sniper who is strong at long distances, which is not surprising. Same time, he is capable of highlighting enemies. Next, the handler, this archetype, does not have its own active skills. All of them are tied to his pet dog, so you can give him 3 commands: defense, attack, and treatment. You can also pet it to increase its effectiveness. This archetype is great for solo players because dog can raise a player when you are dying. Medic in a game is a classic healer. He runs around with a machine gun and heals his teammates. There is also a gunslinger. They give it at the start for pre-ordering, but don't rush to get upset. This game is not Ubisoft, so class can be opened without any pre-orders as you progress through the game. This archetype has an emphasis on shooting and reload speed. There also will be a lot hidden archetypes that can be discovered by completing side quests, but I will not spoil them to make your gameplay more engaging. In addition to archetypes, the game has a bunch of different amulets, rings, potions, and other crap that enhance the character's characteristics. So the build makers in this game will not get bored, and there are also puzzles. Some of them were not very difficult, and some were so brutal that I spent a lot of time on them. At the same time, there is a massive amount of hidden spots. For example, hidden walls and undiscovered caches. To open some of them, you have to be there exactly at the right time, or have to complete specific tasks to open them. Some bosses have also like 3 to 4 rewards, so to get one of them, you have to kill the boss. To get another, you have to revive an animal, or you have to kill the pet, but you cannot do this at one playthrough. So this makes your gameplay not 25 hours long, but 100 of hours long. If you want to complete the game in 25 hours, you can kill the last boss and quit. But if you are interested in discovering every corner and collecting all rewards, then you will need to spend a massive amount of time. And I mean with this that you can start the game again after you will finish it and keep your collected items. Only what will disappear, it is your quest items. Also, you can reset the game at any time you want by touching the crystal. Same time like in the most of the games, you can choose difficulty level, but you cannot change it at any time you want if you do not reset game progress. But that is why we have not only story progression, but also an adventure mode where you will be able to clear 3 locations over and over. This aspect can really shine and same time get quickly boring. From my experience, it is possible to enjoy the game for 100 hours, but not much more. And enjoyment can last for so long time only because of one reason. Each time when you will start a game or dungeon from the beginning, that does not mean it will look identical to the previous time. The game is made so unique way that one map can be generated in at least 25 ways. So each time you will play it, it may look completely different. This is actually the first time where I see something so deep. Developers were working really hard to make this game as much interesting they could. One of the biggest downsides, in my opinion, is a boss fights. I felt like they could do much more, make more mechanics, and make them harder. Even in the first Remnant, bosses were better than here. Not all of them were really bad, but at least half of them could be improved. Also, in a game we have a cooperative mode. Not only friends can join us, but also random people. Same like we can invade the world of other players. The only downside is that they do not add any communication between players, what means there is no voice or text chat, so it's preferable to play with friends, especially on Discord. But even with randoms, it's still much more fun to play than solo. And if the random generation was in the last part, it was simply more compact, where a world was formed from different prepared rooms. Then here the developers went a little further, not only by enlarging the map with a greater variety of parts, but also adding random NPC bosses and even quests so you don't get bored. However, the main storyline starts the same for all players. Overall, this game is massive with huge variety of items, dungeons, maps, enemies, and bosses, and it is worth playing if you enjoy co-op shooters with souls like elements and procedurally generated levels. This game made its own path in history, and while there is nothing else to play, I highly recommend give this game a try. Have a good day and see you in the next video.